screen if you want to see the slide deck and the podium. But please, everybody, make sure that the red bar, your mic in the lower left-hand corner of your screen, is on mute. And we'll certainly be able to stick around after our panel presents and answer questions. We'll also be in the expo hall at 2 p.m. What is that, Pacific? I believe. I don't know. I'm really jacked with time zones, so forgive me. But we'll be in the expo after our preferred partner sessions, and you can come in and visit us, and we'll answer any questions.
Hi, Denny. And we probably should mute everyone's mics now.
Hey, I just want to make sure everybody can hear me.
Can hear you. Sound
okay,
great.
Awesome. Thanks.
Do we have Jonathan?
We do. They're right behind you, all three of them.
Yay! Okay, let's do this.
I am here.
We can hear you.
Okay, good.
Cool. Let's go. All right, so I am Julie Rasmussen. Hi, everyone. I'm the Express Offers Program Manager. I'm here with Terry Jeffries, the Manager of Express Offers Development, and we're here today to talk to three very experienced EXP real estate agents that use Express Offers in their business.
Hey, everybody, it's Terry. We are so thrilled to have you with us today, and we think that this Rockstar panel we have in store for you is going to get you excited, get you engaged, get you interested. So we're just thrilled.
All right, so let's begin by introducing our expert panel of peers. So first we have Julie Clark from Seattle, Washington. She's been living the real estate lifestyle for 25 years and loving every moment. Julie is an expert on how to converse with buyers and sellers beyond traditional real estate, and she is here to share everything she knows. She's co-founder of the Seattle Investors Club, which has been in existence since 2012 with hundreds of members who are investors, brokers, lenders, builders, and more. Julie is also the host of a popular national podcast with over 130 shows called The Nuts and Bolts of Real Estate Investing. To catch all the big nuggets that Julie drops weekly for both agents and investors, check out our YouTube channel for the Seattle Investors Club. Julie is using our Express Offers Making It Rain lead package and has multiple appointments that have turned into traditional listings. So we'll hear more about how Julie converts leads in just a moment. Next, we have Denny Reichard from Indiana and Illinois, but he's made Gilbert, Arizona his home. Denny was a custom home builder for many years and has built entry-level homes to multi-million-dollar custom homes. His experience and knowledge has proven to be extremely beneficial to his clients, whether they are buying or selling a home. Denny's commitment to timely communication, professional expertise, and service excellence makes all the difference when he isn't helping his clients. He enjoys hiking adventures, spending time with his family, wrestling with his grandkids, exploring new destinations, NASCAR, golf, and sporting events. Denny had our first Arizona Express Offers closing in May. And finally, we have Jonathan Greene, who lives in West Orange, New Jersey with his two children. He's the team leader of Streamline Properties on Market, which is a fast-growing nationwide team of investor-friendly real estate agents that are actually filling the niche for real estate investors that need agents who understand exactly what they are looking for. Jonathan has been involved in real estate transactions for over 30 years. He's also a formidable negotiator who honed his skills during 10 years as an attorney. Constant drive to raise the bar in real estate. He is also a social media and technology trainer, as well as a national speaker and constant podcast guest. We are so lucky to have Jonathan because he created an entire 10-episode video series called Express Success. He did this for us so that we can learn more about Express Offers from the investor's point of view. And you can find it in one of the pinned posts in our Express Offers Community Workplace group or on the handout that we're going to email you.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm here. So today, friends, our topic will be focused on how these amazing agents, all in different markets and in different parts of the country, have taken the Express Offers tool and implemented it into their thriving businesses. We hope that providing real-world stories and conversations, you'll gain a better understanding of how this amazing listing tool will help you explode your business. Look, guys, we all know that agents who focus on listings make 3 times more money. Okay, we're going to post a Google form in the chat box for you to fill out. We're going to send you the takeaways from today's session in a neat, organized handout. So, don't worry about taking too many notes if you don't need to. We're going to give you the bullet points of all of these rock stars. So, our goal today is to get you on the road to success. Express success. So let's begin with Julie Clark. Julie, tell us about your story.
Hey, Terry and Julie, thanks for having me on. I'm super excited to be here today and share what I know about express offers and how it is such an awesome tool to add into your business. It's working great for me so far. My experience has only been 100% positive. I mean, express offers is certainly a legit lead generation tool that opens doors to start conversations with sellers. And I think it's important for everybody to understand that. It's a conversation starter. So I think what I'm going to do is just a little bit of background on me. I've been rolling in my business for long before I was at EXP, where my specialty was that I provided options to sellers when I would have my appointments, and that could be, cash offers, listings, and all kinds of different things. So when express offers came along and EXP was introduced into my life, for God's sakes, I couldn't be happier. It's like fits me like a glove. So what I want to do first is I'm going to jump on some of those key takeaways and then circle back to it for a minute. And Terry, you'll be happy to know I have my timer on. So here we go.
Good girl.
Kick it off. So I just want you guys all to be 100% aware that express offers is a lead generation tool. It's a door opener. It's not about cash offers exclusively. So don't pigeonhole yourself into thinking cash offer. It's a lead generation tool to start conversations. All different sorts of houses fit the express offers bucket. And that's because we have a marketplace of iBuyers within the express offers platform, whether that be fix and flip or buy and holds, anything goes, land and growing as far as I know. So excited about that. So there are also several different lead scenarios that you'll get with express offers leads. Remember, it's not exclusively just about cash offers. You're going to get leads that will work as cash offers. You're going to get leads that are converted to listings. And my experience, and the one I love that I'm rolling out with my downline and stuff like that, is I'm even actually getting buyer placement leads. Okay, not just listing leads, but buyer placement leads as part of the conversations that I'm having when I go on these appointments. So I just also want to say, when you go on these appointments, you need to remember one thing, and that's how you were introduced to this lead. And you were introduced to the lead through the express offers message, which is a cash offer message. So when you go on these appointments, big key takeaway is first and foremost to focus on responding to that message. Only talk about what you're there for first, then move on to down the path of the other options, because you don't want to do a switch and bait on anybody, so you want to respond to that first. Next tip would be, I always ask 2 questions as part of my initial conversation, which gives me the subtle intelligence, like we'll call it the behavioral intelligence we all love these days. And those 2 questions are, why are you considering accepting an off-market cash offer? And do you have a plan on where you're moving to? When they answer those 2 questions, it gives me, intelligence to know which direction that I can go, because I'm quiet and I listen, and it tells me where my options are, the paths that I can go down. My next tip is initially explain to the sellers when you're there, since you're going to explain what a cash offer is all about, you're going to present them with a net sheet that discusses a cash offer. And you should initially explain to them to kind of plant the seeds, so to speak, for you to go down different paths, that investors are in business to make a profit. Before I ever share with them the net sheet or talk to them about an estimated price on the cash offer, I educate them first. And I say, investors are in business to make a profit. You probably are aware of that. Therefore, they buy homes at a discount. And then I flush out that concept of them selling their home at a discount before I show them a net sheet or talk to them about a cash offer, because people they want cash offers for all kinds of reasons. In fact, full market retail buyers with pretty houses that have been remodeled, those people will also think that they can get a cash offer because they don't have enough education on the fact that it might come with a discount. And the discount will be different in different markets, as we'll learn from Jonathan and Denny, who are coming here after me. So I always use a net sheet to keep it real simple and do the talking for me, because people are visual and it shows the gap between how much cash they're going to get in their pocket during with the different options. And next, I want to say your mentality should be that you are there to provide options to sellers, to provide solutions. Your mentality shouldn't be, I need to make this work as a cash offer. Nope. You're just going to go there and respond to that message. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, your mentality is that you're a solution provider. That's key for everybody to understand how awesome Express Offers is as a lead generation tool. My next tip is something easy for you guys to do for very little money is to grab the door hangers off the Marketing and Branding Center of Express Offers that's available to you. Pick up some door hangers, keep them in your car. And when you're driving around doing your business and your other appointments and you see a good candidate for a house that might look like it might fit an investor cash offer scenario, go plop that on the door. Then you can just skip trace them and call them and say, hey, I left you some information about Express Offers on your door. Did you receive it? Just a easy way to get started, guys, because you have to take action. Congratulations on all of you, I assume, who are certified that are in the room. And if you're not, for God's sakes, go get certified, because this tool is spectacularly awesome. I have 1 minute left. So I'm going to tell you that I am closing an Express Offers deal this month. We're getting ready to close that. It was close to being a cash offer, but just not quite enough of a nest egg for these sellers. I was easily able to convert them into a listing, which we got multiple offers on and sold over the list price, closing this month. That's one. Second one I'm working on right now is a pretty house, full market retail house. And I'm down to 1 minute, so I'm going to keep talking about that one. Went on the appointment. I knew going in, because I asked the right questions that are going to be in your key takeaway handout, where I had the intelligence knowing going in there that I knew it wasn't going to be a cash offer situation. But what do I care? Because it's a lead. And all I have to do is properly converse to convert that lead down the paths that I set in motion for that. So this one is, I could tell the sellers were confused that in their neighborhood that they thought that homes were sitting on the market for 60 days and getting one offer. And that is why they thought, well, why don't I just grab a cash offer off market? And that was the reason for that lead coming through. I was able to educate them that is the furthest from the truth in their market. I sensed that they might be sort of the for sale by owner mentality. So I didn't use my time to go straight into the path of trying to convert them to a listing. I conversed with them and I said, hey, I'm just here to give you a cash offer. I've obviously talked that that's not going to work for you because you'd be leaving $50,000, $60,000 on the table. But since I'm here, here's the key takeaway, and then I'm done. Here's the key takeaway is that I said, since I'm here anyway, how about I just give you some information that I think will be helpful to you? Boom, that plants the seed, and I could take it anywhere I want. And that's what I did. And right now I'm working to bring them a retail buyer off market, working with my downline on that, working with all the leads I generate off Facebook that are buyer leads to place a buyer on that. In the meantime, while I'm getting ready to most likely then convert this to a listing soon after. But it's conversing, lead generation. It's not all about cash offers, guys. This is an awesome tool. I hope you all go for it. I'm done. Boom.
Wow, Julie, that was amazing. Guys, I hope you are writing furiously all of these golden nuggets. Again, we're going to give you a handout with the key takeaways, but Julie, that is such an abundance of information. Thank you so much. So Denny, let's hear about your story.
Yeah. Hey, can everybody hear me okay?
Gotcha.
All right. Hey, everyone. I'm so glad to be here today. I want to tell just a little bit more about myself. First, I just want to say that I am very blessed to be married to my best friend, Trisha, and to be able to work with her in this awesome industry. And I've been in the real estate and custom home building industry for over 30 years. And I started this career in Central Illinois, and I expanded about 3 years ago into the Phoenix, Arizona market. And with a lot of hard work, I immediately started seeing some great success. So March of this year is when I joined EXP, and that's when I first started hearing about express offers. And I tell you, I love this company. I love the partnerships that I've been building across this entire country. You know, I would never go anywhere else. This company is phenomenal. After joining EXP and I started to learn more about express offers, I was really intrigued. I just wanted to know more. So, and the reason why in 2019 in the Phoenix market, and even at the start of 2020, this is the pre-COVID, I was seeing a trend with some sellers. They were considering using iBuyers, such as Open Door, OfferPad, and Zillow. And this is what I thought was crazy. The sellers were accepting low offers, and they were paying fees anywhere from 6 to 14%. And get this, I spoke to some sellers that were required to even make and pay for repairs after inspections. So as soon as I heard about express offers, I wanted to learn more. I jumped in with both feet. And I do want to give a big shout out to Terry Jeffries and Julie Rasmussen. The training was awesome. It's very easy to follow. Thank you both so much. So I was certified around mid-April. And then check this out. I signed up my first seller just a few days later. The seller was in a very tough situation, some personal issues. The house was rough. It was a ranch home, about 2,200 square feet, 4-bedroom, 2-bath with a private pool. She didn't want to go through a traditional listing and showing process. So I was thinking, wow, this home would be great for this new program that I'm offering. And remember, express offers is what it's doing. It's giving her different options. And that's why I thought was so cool about this program. So I submitted the property to the iBuyers. I received a cash offer within 24 hours. The after repair value of this home was $410,000. So you know, this is after all the repairs. I run the market numbers, it's $410,000. We received an offer for $332,000. That's 80% of the after repair value. Let me say that again, 80% after repair value. That's pretty awesome.
Danny, say it one more time.
80% of after repair value.
Can we get that again?
When I sat down with her to go over the net sheet and compare the different options, she made more money with express offers than any of the other options, even the traditional listing in the as-is condition. That's where this house fit in the best because it was an as-is. If I would have put it on the open market traditional listing, it was being sold as-is. I was able to make her more money by doing the express offers. It went under contract on April 27th and closed on May 25th. And remember, I was just certified on April 17th. So 10 days after being certified, I put my first home under contract. The iBuyer also allowed her to choose whatever closing date that she wanted. So we closed it within 30 days. Now, I'm saying that for a reason because a lot of the iBuyers, they're open to, if you need to close it quick, 10 days, they're going to close it for you. If you need 2 months, they're going to work with you. And that's what's awesome about this program. They will work with the sellers. Now, here's a little story I'm going to tell you about what happened with this property. A couple days prior to closing, I found out that she was on the verge of losing this house. In just days and hours, the bank was going to take this home, period. They sent a company over to change all the locks. I showed up to the house. We only had one way in. They had padlocks on the gate to the pool. They had padlocks on the back door. They changed locks. The seller would have received nothing, zero. This program made a difference. She received $26,000 at closing. Express offers gave her a different option. I just can't tell you what this did for her. she was so emotional. She was crying. She couldn't thank me enough. This changed her life. This program will work for different situations. And remember, it's just a different option. I also, within a day, I almost put together another express offers transaction. We had received 4 offers. I was actually going to the house that evening to sign the accepted contract. This particular property, it was a divorce situation. They owed 0 money, no mortgage. House was very dated. It really needed a lot of TLC. Cleaning, repairs were mostly cosmetic. They were the original owners. They had bought it new in 2001. It was a 2,100 square foot, 2-story, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, great location. When you walked into this property, there was just stuff everywhere. I mean, I wouldn't say they're hoarders, but it was close. The seller didn't want to do traditional listing because they didn't want anybody walking through their home. So I thought, wow, this program could really work for them as well. So received these 4 offers. A couple days prior, I was talking to another investor that I just know, and I was telling him about this property. He didn't seem too interested. The day that I was going to go over and sit down with him to sign the accepted purchase contract, this investor called and asked if he could still submit an offer. I said, oh, absolutely, send it over. So his agent sent it over. It was $13,000 over the highest iBuyer offer. The seller was also able to do a rent back for 6 months. The husband was going to stay in the house. I'd already found a property for the wife, and he's wanting to build new construction, so he was able to rent back for 6 months. This is something the iBuyer allowed him, well, not the iBuyer, this investor allowed him to do. iBuyers will allow that too sometimes. The after repair value of this home was $400,000. The accepted offer was $325,000. That made it 81% after repair value. Now, this home on the open market, I wouldn't have been able to get him that kind of money on the open market either. So it was close, but this was more money. This $325,000 netted him more money, netted them more money than really the traditional listing. This program works. And I have to say that, there's no gold eggs out there in real estate. I know we're all looking for that. We're looking for that one thing that just is a guarantee. But what I will say about this program, it's a good lead generation tool. And there's other potential ways to make money, for you as an agent. A lot of the iBuyers will give you the home back after they do all the repairs to relist it. So there's a way you can make some money. Your sellers may need to purchase a home after selling. Well, on this case, it's a divorce. Both the sellers are using me to purchase a home. So I'm getting 2 more deals out of it. And if express offers isn't for that, it's okay. Really, you guys need to look at this as a tool and as an option. You don't go into express offers and expect it's going to work every time. You go in there, you get your foot in the door, you meet with these people, present them, if they want to go that far and do offers, you present them the offers, but your foot is in the door. You can turn this into a traditional listing as well. So for me, this is what it boils down to. This can keep you on top and competitive in the market by giving another option to sellers and to have an awesome tool in your toolbox. I want to thank you guys all for having me here to allow me to tell you my success stories. We are working on, with express offers, we're putting it out there. We're getting some listing appointments that are turning into traditional listings. And this program will work. I highly, highly recommend it. And please feel free. My door is open, as they would say. If you guys have questions, reach out to me. I really, truly believe in this program. Thanks, Julie. Thanks, Terry.
Denny, you are amazing and so inspirational. We thank you so much for being part of our presentation today. And I got a shout out to my friend Jeff Baker. Oh my God, he just put triple cheeseburger in the chat. I'm still chuckling over that. That's so funny. Hey, Denny, before we move on to Jonathan, someone put a question in the chat box asking about commissions. You made commissions on these deals, right?
Absolutely, I did. Yes. Sell the property. I made 3% on the sale. So what we do in express offers, we're not making commissions on the iBuyers, but to turn in traditional listing, you can make commission on both. So this outside investor brought his own agent, so I still just made the 3%. But if you bring your own buyer, other than an iBuyer, you could double up if you needed to. On the relist, sometimes the relist is less, but it's a given. They're going in and making all these repairs. That house is going to sell pretty darn quick. And then, of course, with my buyers, I'll make minimum probably 2.5%, but probably closer to 3% on each of those. So with this one deal, selling it for $325, with what they're each going to buy, they're both going to buy about $400,000 each. What's that put me? About $1.2 million.
I don't know, but it's a lot of money.
Right?
Right. Good job. All right. Well, again, thank you, Denny. That was great information. And next up, Jonathan Greene. Jonathan, tell us your story.
Hey, everybody. Good to be here. Terry and Julie, thanks for having me. You guys are the best. So those are great stories, Julie and Denny. We obviously all talked about it before, and I have just a little thing to add right off of what Denny was saying. So for me, when I looked at express offers in the beginning, having 30 years as an investor, and I've been working with investors this entire time, my entire focus is on the psychology of investors and how they work. When I saw the initial training in express offers, the thing that stood out to me, and that probably stood out to a lot of you, which Denny started to touch on, is the idea of multiplicity. Because express offers is actually a multi-transaction tool, but the only way that it can be a multi-transaction tool in the sense of getting into the first iBuyer portion is by submitting the right properties. So I agree 100% with Julie, everything that she said. It's a complete tool for your toolbox, a listing tool. A lot of the appointments you're going to go on, they're going to turn into regular listings. But if you want to actually work the investor portion of the program, which is my expertise, that means that you have to submit properties that the iBuyers are going to want. And that is not as easy as a lot of people think. The point is you can use it for all these other things, but if you want to use it to turn into the multiplicity part and to make the multiplication happen, then you need to follow exactly what's in the buy box. And I'll tell you a little bit more on how to expand that and make it a gigantic part of your business if you like working with investors. So if you find a property that fits an iBuyer's need and they have the box checked that what they will relist with you, which is what Denny was talking about, that's already 2 transactions set up from 1 lead. And that the only way that happens, a relist, is because you found them what they want. So in order to get to the second transaction in this context, you actually have to be so focused on the buy boxes in your area that you're going out and searching for properties that are exactly what the iBuyers want. And if you study the buy boxes and you're somebody like me who's driving all the neighborhoods and looking for properties, you're going to be able to immediately pick a buy box where they've already indicated to you that they're going to relist. And you know going in, if you can make this happen, you know that you're looking at 2 transactions. And what other part of real estate do you go in knowing that you're going to get 2 transactions? For market buyers, you usually find them a house, and hopefully if you do a good job at follow-up, they call you 7 years later when they sell. You may also be able to get them to buy, but a lot of times they move out of the area. These are 2 guaranteed deals off of 1 lead that is just in there from just matching exactly what they want. And so when you take the flip listing, and this is what both Julie and Denny talked about, you're going to take your brand new flip listing that you just did, which was your second deal. Then you start marketing that on social, like Julie talked about. You do an open house. So between your social media marketing and your open house, you open yourself or your team up to the possibility of multiple unrepresented buyers that can turn into a 3rd deal, 4th deal, 5th deal, all because you started by finding what the iBuyer wanted in the beginning. And this is just one strategy, and it's really specific to people who are involved with investors or who work off market. And you can take that and then do it all the ways that Julie said as well. You're still going to be looking for listing opportunities because, like everybody said, every opportunity from a lead for express offers doesn't mean express offers is going to be a fit for them. But I will tell you, once you figure out what that particular iBuyer wants and you are really confident about the buy box, this is when you can start and you can go out and actually do off-market marketing for this specific buyer. These aren't regular mom and pop buyers who are buying 2 and 3 houses a year. They're closing between 25, 50 or more transactions a year. So if you study the buy box, know exactly what they want, you can then go and start building lists on places like ListSource, small lists. You can comb your debt, you can drive for dollars, you can see what's out there, and then you can start to create a funnel just for that iBuyer. Now, a lot of people think, well, that's not a great use of time. But if you look at the multiplicity principles, if you spend the time to find something to put it in the buy box, you could end up with 3 or 4 deals just because you're doing the advance for that. And remember, the iBuyers all have MLS access. That's one thing I want to be really clear about. I talk about it in my videos. The iBuyers have known agents for years. They probably have MLS access themselves. So they've seen most everything on the MLS. They don't need to see something that's been there for 200 days. They want something fresh that nobody knows about. And that's the person that you can continue to do deals with over and over by understanding the buy box and going and finding them what they want. You can, once you understand the psychology of the iBuyer, then you don't have to, have them combing through the leftovers. You can start to generate a stream of endless transactions just by figuring that out and going and finding them yourself. So the one thing I want to remind you about, this is kind of like a just super investor friendly portion of it. If you think about it this way, for me, I love the idea that the express offers, just like Julie and Denny and I will tell you, you have so many options for using it. You can use it, as Julie said, as a listing tool where something comes in and you're going to see what they want. You have your whole toolbox of opportunities there of what you can offer them. And if express offers fits, great. But if you think about who the biggest buyer is, it's the iBuyers. You're talking about little business, but if you want to focus, like for me, I focus on who the iBuyer is and how I can find the properties that will match them, because I like to find one deal that makes me more deals. Like one deal to make 4 deals is what I want. So your regular buyer transacts every 7 years. And like I said, sometimes they move out of the area. So that's one buy or sell every 7 years. An investor in your area can do 7 deals in 1 year without a problem, especially if you're feeding them exactly what they want. And you will see that kind of language a lot in the videos that I did. And that's why I think it's important to look at express offers from all 3 of our perspectives and figure out which one is the niche that you want to use it for. Because you can kind of use it for all of them, but if you figure out the best way to use it for you, you have a much higher likelihood of targeting success by using the program. Because you can use it either of the way that we use it, you can use it how we all use it, but if you figure out your best way based on your experience, what you like to do, you can really succeed inside the program. That's all for me.
That is fantastic, Jonathan. I love your perspective. I love the fact that we've got, our 3 agents are from 3 different parts of the country. Julie's in Washington. Jonathan is on the East Coast, New Jersey, right, Jonathan? Sorry if I got that wrong. Yeah.
Got it.
And Denny's in Arizona. So we've got 3 distinct different markets, 3 thriving agents working express offers in those markets. And hey, you guys, I'm going to do kind of go off script here really quick, but I've got a quick follow-up question for each of you. And I'm wondering if you can just answer, give me a brief answer, because maybe the agents in our audience kind of have the same thoughts. So Julie Clark, I'm gonna bounce back to you real quick. You mentioned something during your presentation about buyers. How can express offers, being a listing tool, how can that generate buyers? If you can kind of give me a quick explanation on that.
Yeah. So recent example is I'm on an appointment. I sensed, from asking all the right questions, as I said, that the sellers were reluctant or kind of a do-it-yourselfer type of people. They wanted the cash offer, very analytical. And so therefore, when I knew the cash offer situation wasn't going to work out, because I said conceptually, your house is gorgeous, and it's highly marketable. And if you were to take a cash offer, you'd be leaving, $50,000-$60,000 on the table. Is that something, is there something that I'm unaware of about your motivation that maybe, because some people might do it, everybody's got their own lives, that you might take that? No way. Okay. Well, I learned earlier from listening to them that I could not flip quickly to a listing conversation. And therefore, I said, so now the cash offer is off the table. This is very important, guys. This is what I say. Since I'm here anyways, would it be okay with you if I shared some additional information I think will help you reach your goals? I don't go for the hard sell. I just put it that way. And I said, what it sounds like you're looking for is that you would like a retail buyer who's going to come and move into this gorgeous home that you have here to come pay you full market price off market, where you just don't have to list it. Boom. They said, that's exactly what I'm looking for. That sounds great. And so I immediately said, that is absolutely possible. That's absolutely possible. Let's talk about what the market value of your home is. And then I go straight into kind of the listing side, right? Well, if you listed it for sale, the numbers would look like this. And, if you sold it off market, you might, if I brought you a buyer, you might be able to save on the selling side of the commission and save some money. They said, that sounds great. Right. And so immediately now I'm in the situation where I have their permission to bring them a buyer. And I said, you'd have to pay me 3%, right? And I'd have to get something signed with you in order to have the authority to talk to my buyers. But it sounds like that's the solution you're looking for. Is that something you'd be interested in? 100% yes. There's my answer for you.
Excellent. And I hope, just guys, let that kind of soak in for a minute. Let that soak in and kind of stew on what she just said, because, that's a whole different point of view here. So,
and let me add something on top, Terry. So immediately I turned around and I have a nice downline of a very collaborative, synergistic group where we teach and coach about all these topics and how to converse, not convert, how to converse like these types of topics, express offers or any. Actually, what we're talking about here, guys, should be the talk you have on every single lead you go on. It's just a matter of first answering and responding to what was the message that got you in the door. You still have all these options available to you, whether it was an express offers lead or not. But what the beautiful thing is when I have situations like this, Terry, even with just express offers, make it rain leads, I'm able to share that with my downline. Hey, who's got a buyer that we can slam into this house over here?
Excellent. That's it. So now we're actually segueing into lead gen programs, and we're actually segueing into agent attraction. So, we can take express offers and sprinkle it with all kinds of things. Wouldn't you agree?
It is global. You have to just be globally minded. And I think what the thing is people, they just put on the one lens, cash offer, express offers. You need to have different glasses for different situations. So express offers is a multi-lens lead generation opportunity that everybody should be jumping on. In fact, you should all get off here and try and be the first ones in your market to get going on this.
That's right. That's right. So I'm going to swing it over to Denny real quick. Denny, are you with me?
Yes.
Awesome. So one of my thoughts during your conversation, and I think it's because in my previous life, I was REO short sale agent during the recession. And, we helped thousands of sellers get out of a tricky situation. And one of the things that you said struck me, and I'm wondering, did you know when you met with the seller from your first story, did you know that seller was going into foreclosure? And then after that, do you think that offering this service to people who are in a distressed situation is a good idea?
I did not know, so when I sat down with the client and, I have several questions that I ask them, are they current on their mortgage and things like that. I did know that she was behind about a month at that point, and that she was communicating with the bank is what I was told. What happened afterwards, when this all kind of blew up there a couple days prior, the mortgage company, the right hand wasn't talking to the left hand. And that's where a different department was about ready to close this thing down. So we were able to catch it just in time. Now, in a distressed market, kind of going back to something that Jonathan was talking about, you do need to know your iBuyers and what are they looking for. So, in a distressed market or a distressed home, if we do start seeing foreclosures again, that could be a possible market for this. When I go on an express offers appointment, I never go into that appointment thinking that it's just going to be express offers. I go in with the mindset that this is an option. I am open-minded. I want my clients to be open-minded. If once I get into that home and it fits the criteria of the iBuyers, because I know what my iBuyers are looking for. And if it fits that criteria, that's something we'll talk about. And it's going to cost them nothing to see if we can get any offers, nothing. And if we can get some offers, we present those to them, look where it would be on the traditional market and see what they want to do at that point. But I do go into every appointment knowing that I can at least turn it into a traditional listing. Now, as a real estate agent, I think we all need to go into our listing appointments with the confidence that we can walk away with that listing. And that's what I do even with express offers. But the express offers part of it is an option. And I do think that in a distressed market, it could be a very good tool. Just you need to know your iBuyers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that the general consensus and the general theme that all of you have is that, to be open-minded, right? And to build the skills so that you have this option available if the conversation arises, if it's the right situation for the seller. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would agree.
Yeah. So I got one more question for Jonathan, and then if we have time, we'll open it up. And again, you guys, we're going to make sure we get you the handout with all of the talking points. But Jonathan, something you mentioned, I wonder if you could expand on, because maybe our audience doesn't quite understand. You said the investor wants a fresh look, and I scribbled the word fresh down and underlined it. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, so investors know everything that's on the market. They have multiple agents that are sending them everything on the MLS on the first day. They drive areas, they know neighborhoods. They want something that nobody else has seen. I mean, I'm an off-market investor. When I show up at an appointment and 7 other investors are there to buy it, it doesn't interest me because I'm not going to fight with them, especially now in this context over that. So that's why my part is saying, like, can you develop something that's going to meet exactly what an iBuyer in your area, the best one, wants, and then you create kind of an unending flow because you're just targeting properties that work like that. And just one thing I wanted to say at the end to wrap up, because I was thinking of it, we're living in a different time now. So with COVID-19, people think, like, how's this going to affect my business? When you're talking about express offers, COVID-19 is actually really important dynamic in offering express offers, because what I've heard off market, I deal off market tons all the time, a lot of people off market. And when you hear these phrases, this is where you start thinking of express offers. I don't want to do showings. I don't want to do open houses. I don't want a lot of people in my house because of COVID-19. To me, I immediately go into a dialogue. Okay, they don't want people in, they don't want to do showings. That's not going to be a market deal. I start saying, well, is there a price that would be acceptable under what you want now, which is market value, that would make it okay to not have any of that? I have a program where I'm already here. I can take the pictures today. I'm going to take those pictures and submit them to somebody who may give you a cash offer for your property. Is that something you might be interested today? No showings, no lockbox, no sign in the front, no open houses, none of that. We can we can see what happens today. And that's where I think you need to start thinking, as times change, everything is adjustable. And COVID-19 is actually a dialogue that you're going to have on almost all of your listing appointments. And when you hear them going into this, there is an option for, that cash offer may be a reduction, no matter if it's a distressed property or a nice property. There may be people willing to take what all of us in the investor world call a haircut on the property to not go through the whole dog and pony show of a traditional listing. So you have all the options from going and doing the dog and pony show to not doing it, but a haircut comes with it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Absolutely. And, that is a very crucial, valid point in the world that we live in right now. And I'll just add one more layer to that. On the flip side of that COVID conversation is going to be sellers that are facing situations that they have no idea how to get out of. So you've got a homeowner who is in, maybe the bar or restaurant industry, hasn't had, substantial income for 8 months, and is looking at a position where, they're so far behind in their payments, they may not be able to see the light of day. So, there's so many options for being able to offer an express offer. And so you guys did a great job. I'm going to turn it back over to you, Julie, and you can bring us on home.
Yeah, so actually what I was going to do is ask Julie a question real quick, because we wanted to know what you had the seller sign, because I think you told me it was a 30-day form, right? What did you have them sign?
Yeah, basically what I do is I try and get them committed to me somehow or another, right? We're talking about when I find myself in the position, and it could just be an interim position prior to me listing their property, because they're still in cleanup mode, they're still in packing mode. We've, removed the cash offer concept off the table because it's not enough of a nest egg for them. And so I basically try and do like a buyer, I get them to sign a seller representation agreement with me that just literally that mentally ties them to me. And I say, just give me a week or 2 weeks, or this is what I said last time, just, even a week. I've got buyers that I'm working with and agents on my team that are all working with buyers. I just give me a week or 2 weeks. I said the default is 30 days is what, it's just a 2-page document. It doesn't mean that you're necessarily having to list with me. It just gives me the authority to bring a buyer to you. And I know that you'll pay me that 3% we talked about. And they say, no problem. This happened to me twice in the last 30 days. No problem. You can have the whole 30 days. There you go. That's it. I set a seller representation agreement. And then if I bring them a buyer, I would either decide whether it's a seller representation agreement or a buyer representation agreement at that time and just switch it up, whatever I need for proper documentation flow. The whole point is I'm getting them to commit to me because I've built the rapport with them by that time, because I saved them a lot of time from calling 10 other people about a cash offer. And since I said, since I'm here anyways, how about I just give you some more information that'll be super helpful to you? And by the time I'm done doing that, they're like, well, I think no matter what, we need to work with you, right? And then if somebody ever you feel is like a for sale by owner type person, I have a really good for sale by owner thing that I say. If I sense that, I'll just say it. I said, I'll just say it. I say, some people, in this market might think about for sale by owner, but I'll give you, is it okay with you if I give you my quick for sale by owner information? They say, absolutely, sure. I said, so if you go to let's say you go to a furniture store on the weekend with your family and you see this couch that you love, you just love this couch very much. You're like, I want to buy that couch. It's $3,000, man. Then you say, let me go home and think about it. Then that weekend you go to a garage sale. You're out for the weekend, you go to a garage sale, and for God's sakes, you don't see that same exact couch at the garage sale. Would you expect to pay full market retail for that house at a garage sale? No, you wouldn't. So when you do for sale by owner, it's like having a garage sale of your own house. And then I shut up and they just go, right? So those are just conversation points if I sense, just to keep control of the situation where I'm like, why don't you, I can do this for you for a week or 2 weeks, or, the default on the document is 30 days and I'm not having any pushback. It's kind of like my new favorite thing to do, honestly, is get in those situations.
See, that's
awesome.
Fantastic, Julie. Yeah, we're gonna have to go ahead and wrap up so our next group can come up.
So we just want to tell you guys all thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate you guys participating, and we hope you'll re-listen so you can get some other tips. And don't forget to look at listen to Julie's podcast as well as Jonathan's videos, because those are just another layer of information you can absorb to help you do well with express offers. So we're going to turn our session over to Darren. He's also on our team, and he's going to be talking about lead generation in general. And then after that, you guys can come visit us. We're going to be in our booth at the Express Offers booth in the expo hall for 2 hours after this session. So come and see us.
Thank you to our panelists, Denny Reichert, Julie Clark, Jonathan Greene. You guys were just mind-blowing, amazing, and we thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
I'll throw that form in there, you guys.
Awesome.